Hey guys, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Sonic Colors for the Nintendo Wii. Last time we made our way through the asteroid coaster, but that just leaves Planet Wisp and Aquarium Park. So which one are we heading to first?
Next up, the Aquarium Park. This underwater attraction is the perfect place to commune with sea life and hopefully get chummy with a shark.
Yeah, I always leave Planet Wisp for last. I don't know why. I just always tend to leave the Wisp home world for last. It just seems right, even though Asteroid Coaster seems like the most fitting. A, it's the hardest level. B, it's the last stage in the DS version. And C, it's where we actually see what's happening to the Wisps. It does seem like the more fitting one. Okay, so Aquarium Park. This place is kind of like Dragon Road from Sonic Unleashed, only underwater. There is an upper path that I missed if I took those rainbow rings. And then there's a lower path which is full of rings, and really it's the best way to go when you just want to get the S rank, because it gives you so many rings. As you can probably guess with the name like Aquarium Park, it's the water level. And that already spells bad news by itself, because, let's face it, the last few 3D Sonic games haven't exactly been that great with water. But, oh, we can actually go underwater this time. It's like ever since Sonic Adventure 2, every single 3D Sonic game to have water in it, which I think is every one except for Shadow the Hedgehog. The moment Sonic falls into the water, he dies. It happened in Adventure 2, it happened with Heroes, it happened... In 06, Sonic just had to have the water up to his waist and he died. It happened in Secret Rings, it happened in Unleashed. But no, we can actually go into the water, and what's more, and I don't know why they took it out after this game, Sonic can actually swim. One of the main things that Sonic is known for not being able to do, swimming. Sonic can actually swim in this game. I mean, it's more just constantly jumping. Sometimes he tends to stop for no real reason, and then I just start falling down a bit. I don't know what causes him to do that, but yeah, Sonic can actually swim in this game, and it really makes me wonder, where the hell did this go afterwards? Because you can't, this is the only game that Sonic can do it in. He can't swim in Sonic Generations. It's like, if he can do it in Generations, why can't he do it here? If he can do it in Colors, why can't he do it in Generations or Lost World? Like, what happened? Actually, Lost World can't make up his mind, because in the Wii U version you can't go underwater, but in the 3DS version you can. And I don't think Modern Sonic... Did Modern Sonic have areas where you went underwater? Maybe in Chemical Plant. There may have been one in there somewhere. If so, he can't swim in that game either. The only problem with Asteroid Coaster, and I unfortunately have to sound a bit like IGN here, but not for Sonic, for Pokemon, there's too much water. These underwater sections go very far down. They're filled with pathways. And yeah, well, you know, it's underwater. Sonic doesn't exactly move very quickly underwater. In fact, he's slower than he is in most games. And I feel that's why the Drill Wisp is here. Because the Drill Wisp not only makes Sonic faster underwater, he can also breathe while he's using the Drill Wisp. It still makes no sense to me. Sonic can breathe in space, but he can't breathe underwater. I mean, breathing in space makes no sense in itself. It's just, why can he breathe in one and not in the other? I mean, we're in space. I assume there's an atmosphere in here, but there seems to just be an atmosphere in space in Sonic games anyway. Thankfully this stage doesn't have any water section. This one is entirely up in the air. Huh. I wonder what Wisp we're using here. If only there was some clue as to what we were using. Oh, hi Cube. So yeah, you can take, there's another pathway, but you also have the return of these slow-moving platforms with the switches on them, because we totally needed to have them come back. Don't do the slam there, don't do it. Try and just do it on the upper area. Because of course, if you use if you're on one of the blue platforms and then you use the slam power, you know, the cubes are going to turn back into rings, like such, which is exactly what I did here. That was stupid. It's like I was in the middle of doing it. I was like, no wait, I've got to die, and then I died. The stage is actually really short. So as those rings will clue you in, there is another pathway up there that leads you to another red ring, besides all the ones here. Other than that, this stage just gives you red rings. And weirdly, you can go underneath the gold ring. I don't know, maybe it was just so you could go back and collect the other rings. Otherwise, I can't really think of a reason on why you can do that. I don't think there's another game where you can do it. You might be able to. Maybe you could slide under the rings. I really do love Asteroid Curse's music though. Act 1 is my favourite. But I do like the others as well. Sadly, when you're underwater, you can't hear it. On one hand, it's a nice little effect, but on the other hand, I want to listen to the music. It's so interesting when all I can hear is just the drill music. And it's weird, because because it refills the meter, the rocket, the music doesn't like repeat itself, so you just have like a long moment of silence when you hit the second rocket. And that's that red ring. There are moments where it does allow you to skip the underwater sections, but you're not really going to be getting any points when you do that. Because you need to be destroying the choppers, you need to be getting your colour bonus for the drill wisp. And all of that. So, it's like you want to avoid the water, but if you want the S rank, you're going to have to go into the water. But you got to take into account how long you're in the water for. And because it goes down so far, so like, where are the red rings? Yeah, I thought the thing might launch me up high enough to go onto the platform, but the orange wisp is literally right here. So up I go. Sadly, I was too far to the left to quite get into there. But it's a difficult red ring to get without getting hurt. This part's just fun. Unfortunately, why did I jump? Because it prevented me from refilling the caps, from refilling the meter. I mean, I have this, but I also lost my rings. I mean, I got the red ring, but it means I didn't get everything. See, this is where I really like using the frenzy, because you can pretty much just go nuts, just destroy things, and like you're just some sort of mad Pac-Man. I mean, Sonic looks more like a fish than a hedgehog, but it's a mad Pac-Man, and you can just devour everything around you. In like a small enclosed section, easy to control because it's in 2D. It's still not perfect, but you know, that's where I like it, which is a shame why it can't be said about that one red ring that's in Starlight Carnival. Not looking forward to going after that one, because along with that annoying laser one in Sweet Mountain, it's the worst red ring in the game. So, which part of this is Eggman's design, and which part of this is just the original planet? That's what I don't get. So Eggman has captured this planet, but it all looks like it's a planet that he's created. That's what I get out of this anyway. There are two ways of moving these boxes. You can either get Sonic to slowly push them, or if you hold down the boost button, Sonic can push it further. The longer you hold the button, the harder the push. Sonic can also boost along the surface of the water. I don't think you can do it in this game, but I think in Generations, if you're in the right spot, it's possible to actually boost Sonic back up to the surface again. Because I think I've done that a few times. In Chemical Plant, it's quite easy to do that. So the egg pools do change in appearance with every single area. So like in Tropical Resort, they have like signs that are welcoming Sonic. I don't remember what they had in Starlight Carnival. And then Sweet Mountain, they're dressed like chefs. Here they're dressed in samurai outfits, and then there's whatever they were in asteroid coaster. And then there'll be construction workers in Planet Wisp. But I like that. I do like that. Once again, let's grab that drill wisp. The drill isn't quite as smooth to control here. Like, it's left and right. It's left and right movements, or up and down movements, or whatever. When you're not boosting, they're pretty much the same as if you were drilling to the ground or to the cake. But when you are boosting, then it's a bit. Then it turns very awkwardly. I can't go anywhere. Yeah, I can. I simply went the wrong way. Not really sure I wanted me to use the laser unless it's just over here, so this just happens to be where I have it. Not so much in the way of crystals in these levels. They tend to be more of those, whatever they're supposed to be. Power lines or something. Eggman, you could have at least had real fish. It's weird, there are real fish in these aquariums, but we also have the choppers. Whatever it is they're called. I think it's choppers. I mean, again, it's the return of a classic bandit, and we have these guys from Hydro City. Only they're way less annoying here. I hate these things in Hydro City. Some of my least favourite enemies in Sonic 3. But here they're not so bad. I don't know what they're called, so I'm just going to call them torpedo sharks. They're sharks or barracudas, whatever they're supposed to be. I think that's like the only time you ever have to use laser just to break through some boxes. I mean, it still gives you the color bonus, so you get, so there's that. I wonder just how strong you can make that. Right, gotta really pay attention to your boost here. So, remember the Interceptor in Sonic Unleashed? It's kind of like that, only much more annoying. So he has two attacks. When you're at a distance, he will fire these lasers, which I walked right into, but he will only fire two at once. It never gets the idea to fire three of them. The problem is, if you are when you're really close, he will do that slapping attack, like what he's about to do there. The thing is, if it does that, and you are right in front of it, you can't avoid that attack. You can't jump over. It looks like you should be able to jump over it, which I think you could do with the Interceptor. I think it never... Or could you? I can't remember, but there's no way to avoid it. So if you've run out of boost, you're going to get hit. Especially during that final section, where it doesn't give you any white wisps. So don't just keep boosting. Make sure you hold on to... Make sure you just boost for a short while while you're next to it and it does that attack, and then you should get enough distance for quite a bit of time. It'll just do the lasers instead. Unfortunately, we'll be seeing it again later on, and it's way more annoying that time because there's not nearly as many white wisps. Aquarium Park Act 5. So this is another stage that doesn't have you actually going in any water, but remember this thing? Unlike Asteroid Coaster, and like Starlight Carnival, it's the main gimmick. A gimmick that can push you headfirst into a platform, which can cause you to fall off. I forgot to add in the scene transitions, so we just have Sonic cut right to the moment where I died. Where I didn't die, I should say. So I believe this was the third attempt, because I ended up getting no rings, and then no, I had rings. I got hurt from one of those exploding crates. But because there's no floor beneath me, I then fell down. I can't exactly remember where it was though. Trying to time for some of these red rings is tricky, especially this one right here. This one's kind of hard, but hence why I didn't get it. That's usually the hardest red ring in this part of the stage to get. The other red rings are all pretty easy. It's just a matter of timing your whereabouts you touch the exploding crates. So all we have to do is touch them, and then they'll blow up. But it's all about whereabouts is Sonic in position to them. Where is the spring in position to them? Like here, You don't want to hit that too late or Sonic's going to get blown up. You don't want to hit these ones too late or you're going to miss the red ring. This part's kind of tricky because it's kind of difficult to maneuver Sonic when he's on these things, but you have these buzz bombers. You can't really see them. But there are some buzz bombers shooting at you. Oh, sorry. Technically, I think Buzz Bomber is the blue one from Sonic 1. I think the yellow one from Emerald Coast is what's here. I think they're called Buzzers, but I don't know why they have a difference in name, because other than colour, they are the exact same bad name. Kind of makes me wish that there were actually animals inside these robots. Because that was one cool thing about SA2, is that whenever you were fighting the Eggman robots, they had animals in them, while everything else had a Chaos Drive. Then again, Sonic Heroes brings back a lot of things from the classic days. I mean, enemies are not one of them, but Sonic Heroes, despite being the most classic-like of all the 3D Sonic games up to that point, and for a long time afterwards, it didn't have any animals. And Generations doesn't do it either. Okay, Aquarium Park Act 5. It's the one that's the most annoying to navigate underwater. Like I said, you can go so far in the water. There's so many routes to take, and a lot of it all requires you to have the yellow drill. If you mess up with the yellow drill, you're going to have a hard time, and unfortunately the DS version likes to do that as well. Weirdly, I believe it's actually Aquarium Park is where you're introduced to the laser in the DS version. You know, despite being the first Wisp you're introduced to in the Wii version, it's one of the later ones in the DS version. Unfortunately, I shouldn't have gone up there because now I have a much harder time. I didn't quite make it to the pipe, and now you're in for a harder time. I just about heard the music cut out from when the countdown music was about to start, which is odd because this now takes a lot longer for it to start again. I don't know. Maybe it's a matter of how long you're underwater before you activate the drill wisp, and then it doesn't reset. Also, in this level, you can find these little shoals of fish. I believe they are in both versions of the game. These things here. I assume then they give you air, because I didn't hit the bubble. The countdown stops and the music returned when I hit the fish and not the bubbles. And I think they add protection for Sonic as well. So like, I think instead of losing rings, you lose the fish. Which is pretty cool. But you also lose the fish and then they implode whenever you hit one of those jet streams from the fans or if you use one of your wisps. Try navigating this place looking for red rings. It's not an easy business. Unfortunately, when you don't have the drill wisp, you can also only really go in one specific direction. What's the right direction? That's the difficult part. Those jar-breaking sound effects are the exact same ones from Sonic Unleashed, which I'm pretty sure are the same sort of things any cartoon would have when the character chucks the object and it crashes into the background, like off-screen. They're clearly stock sound effects. Hey, it's Hover. I think I should have taken the right path, because then there's like a really long hover trail with a lot of rings that you can get, but unfortunately I missed that, so there isn't really anything here. Slide under here. I should have gone faster because I barely made that. I jumped over the checkpoint, but this time I turned around. Still, it gets you that red ring. And then there's a lower path that gets you to that red ring more easily. Okay, so this is a section where you actually have to take out all the enemies, which is very rare in Sonic Colors and quite awkward to do in a boosting game. You can't turn the camera. The camera is entirely fixed. You know, because you could potentially be playing the game in a way that you can't turn the camera. You know, I'm playing with a classic controller. I have 2 analog sticks, but if you're playing with like the Wii remote, well then how are you going to do that? Ah! Unagi? You look different. What are you doing in a Sonic game? Go back to dire docks. And sure, the jumping generation really does make you look a lot better. You can stop stomping, thankfully. Oh, I got more of these two torpedo shark things after me. You can also ignore the jet streams while you're in the drill form. I don't think you're immune to the Unagis though. Again, real fish, real eels. Everything else is robotic. I'm surprised that Eggman isn't just using these fish to power the robots. The Unagis might be a bit tricky, but the drill, I'm surprised. Not the drill, the robots, the fish.
Man, running past all those fish put me in the mood for sushi. I doubt Eggman had the decency to put a good sushi joint in this park.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, try the newest dining experience here at Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park, the bucket of sushi. Now with fish.
Ugh, like I was saying. Hey, did somebody here order a clobbering? Are you sure? It says somebody ordered an extra large clobbering topped with everything. Okay. Tell you what, I can't take this thing back, so I'll give you an extra large clobbering for nothing. Hope you're hungry.
Sonic, you're a jerk. Those fish were helping you and now you want to eat them? You're a jerk. Okay, so this is the Admiral Jelly fight. As you can no doubt tell, it's entirely underwater. So grab those air bubbles, because, again, this is all underwater. This bit, the second bit. Once again, you want to try and get these missiles to blow up without just falling right into them like I did just then. It doesn't work though if they blow up on you, but you are going to want to blow up specific yellow missiles. Not that one, but this set right here. Thankfully their hitboxes aren't turned on when they just appear. I don't know why the other one didn't come out there, but I guess I was lucky. So that gets you the yellow drill. And that same process as Captain Jelly. So you wanna gotta get to the end, activate the lever, and then use the drill if you can to take take Admiral Jelly out faster. You need to lure the missiles into this thing, stomp onto the lever. I don't know if simply touching it activates it. And then for some reason that causes the ship to do this. It makes me wonder why there's a lever in the first place. And this is where Admiral Jelly then appears. Now, we're going to be doing this both ways, because unfortunately, if you don't hit him with the drill, which I failed to do the first time because he is really freaking fast, you're now got to take him out the hard way, which is to pretty much just keep jumping or stomping into him. Unfortunately, you can't do that while he's doing that spinning maneuver, which is actually kind of like Metal Sonic in Heroes. Just make sure you keep grabbing the conveniently placed bubbles. Watch out for all the little things he's going to be sending around you. You sort of just got to try and find him. I don't know if he actually follows you or what he does. The big thing I want to know is what is he saying? Like, is he actually saying something? Is it Japanese? What is it he's saying? It looks like I should be able to hurt him, but apparently I can't. Fortunately, I don't take a hint. I just can't take a hint. Once you hit him 3 times, that's the end of phase 1. How can I suddenly do that now? Why, Sonic, how come you can suddenly just do that now? That's not fair. I think that resets your timer though, thankfully. So now these things are going up in a different order. Oh, come on. I need that drill, damn it. Yeah, the collision detection on these... I think these missiles like have really small hitboxes. Okay, I don't know if that was just the music changing, but it sounded like it was trying to go into the drowning theme, then it was like, oh wait a minute, it's just a few more, it's like 2 more seconds, now we got to the drowning music. But the music paused, then it was playing again, and then it went to the drowning theme. That terrifying drowning theme. I wonder if, I'm not sure if using the drill is actually enough, or if you need to take out a certain number of these first. See, that time he just went right into me. Way, way easier. So if you are able to hit him with the drill, then this boss fight isn't too hard. But otherwise, if you're not able to hit him with the drill, then this can be the hardest fight in the game. I know I struggled on my first try.
Great job, Sonic.
You know me. I aim to please.
Well, I'm totally pleased, and a little nauseous. I grabbed a bite at the bucket of sushi.
What's the verdict?
His cruelty knows no bounds.
Next stop, the
Lovely. I mean, I'm not a fish lover anyway, but... anyway, just one location left, so I'll see you guys next time with Planet